Oh my gosh, after such a long wait, it's finally here. It's finally back again. The World Cup Finals. I am so excited to see which foreign country is going to win the World Cup. Can you tell how excited I am? Who will win? Will it be uh will it be France or will it be Croatia? Is France the clear favorite? Will Croatia have an upset? Will the star player carry his team on his back? Or will some unknown player off the bench come on and hit the winning home run? I'm so excited. Actually, of course, being American, I don't have much interest in soccer or football, as a lot of the rest of the world likes to call it. Did I read that in France they had to tear gas the crowds because they were celebrating too much after getting into the final? Man, those French, they are crazy. My condolences to the England fans, because I know that they were knocked out, but I think everyone expected that. I know what it's like to root for a losing team, guys. I'm a DC sports fan. We don't, well, I say that ironically, the Capitals just won the Stanley Cup. But, sports is an interesting thing because on the one hand, you get people who are like, sports are totally stupid and pointless, and why are we watching a bunch of millionaires play a game for children? And then on the other hand, you have people who live and breathe it, and it's their life, and it's more real than their own lives. I'm somewhere in the middle. I appreciate sports, and I've actually been kind of a big fan of sports in the past, not so much this year. Usually it's baseball. I like watching baseball, listening to it on the radio. I don't know, for some reason this year though, I just haven't had any interest in following it. On the one hand, I get it. It's kind of stupid for us to watch athletes, that are paid millions of dollars play a game. I think especially in the United States where we idolize professional athletes and make them out to be role models. It's like, why? I think we go a little over the top. Why is someone a role model just because they're really good at a sport? And we've seen time and time again where professional athletes turn out to be not the greatest of character. I mean, we've seen it the other way where people, these guys get millions of dollars playing a sport and they give it to charity and it's, big, happy, life is so great. But then you have people on the other hand who are like Tiger Woods who suddenly it comes out that they're not the greatest of character. But I think there is something symbolic going on with sports that make them somewhat important. I think it was Bud Selig who said, and Bud Selig, it might have been someone else, but he was the commissioner of baseball for a while. He said that the point of sports is to give you hope. I can see that. I can see why that's important. It's kind of like sports is entertainment for people, but there's also that element of hope to it because you don't know how it's going to turn out. It's different than entertainment like going to a movie because that's all plotted out. But sports, it's kind of up in the air. It could be your team's turn this year to win, unless you live in San Diego, in which case it's not. Unless you're the USA in soccer in the World Cup. But that's what the point of sports is, in one way, to give people hope that their team will make it, it's really something to distract them from their own life, I guess. I don't see anything wrong with that because you can take that lesson, you can take learning to hope and the patience that it takes to stick with a team through the bad times, and you can apply it to your own life, and it can be a good thing. But on the other hand, what ruins sports is the people involved. Everyone, all around. The players can ruin it, and the fans especially. Because you get so many fans who you would think by the way that they act that they were on the field. And it's like, you have literally nothing to do with what's happening on the field. I mean, I suppose you can say, when I buy my ticket, some of my money is going to the players, so I'm supporting the team. Or when I cheer in the stands, it fuels them. But that's like a drop in the bucket. That's nothing. So many people get puffed up about their team when it's purely luck that your team is good. Well, it's luck to you. Like to the team itself, they're working on it. There are minds at work trying to put together a good team. But for you, the fan, you have no control over that. It's pure luck if your team is good or if it's bad. And it makes you mad when you get fans of other teams who are putting you down and making fun of you because their team beat your team when none of us had any control over what happened. We just watched it. I just happened to be from the city, from the area where this team is from, and you're from the other area. And then of course there are the players. I mean, a lot of times you get players who are good people and it's easy to root for them, but then sometimes it's like, I don't want to root for this person, even though they're on my team. What's getting to me more and more is when you realize that these athletes, these professional athletes, don't really care too much about your team. They just care about money, just making money. And I don't blame them. I mean, when your only skill is playing a game and you're probably going to have to retire no later than the age of 40, go out there and make that money, man. But when you realize that the loyalty to the team, it really just has to do with money, it kind of disillusions you a little bit. For me, I connect to sports teams because I connect to the players. Like, a lot of people seem to be the reverse of that. They're like, I just root for the team, I don't care about the players. But for me, I feel like I have to get to know who the players are and get a little taste of their personality. I can't just say, I like this team, doesn't matter who's playing on it. It's like, no, it's the chemistry of the team that makes it fun. While I'm trying to think of my next thought, why don't we take a short break for an ad? Thanks for sitting through that ad and not clicking away. You guys are the best. And a lot of people say, why should these people who play sports for a living get millions of dollars? It's not fair. Why should they get paid $10 million when a teacher who's doing a far more important job to society is getting paid but? There's really two levels to answer this question. On the first level, which is just economics, it's totally fair that players get paid millions of dollars because they're in an industry that's making a ton of money. And it's only fair that they, who are the reason that people are coming to watch, get paid proportionately for the work that's being done, you know? The players are the draw. So if you're a player who's helping get butts in seats every night and keep making those millions, then yeah, you should get a cut of it. That's fair. But maybe the other question we should ask is, should we as a society be wanting to put those people that high up? Should is always a dangerous word to use. Should something happen? Maybe that's not even. Maybe the question is, what is up with our society that we idolize sports so much and that we think it's that important? Because if we as a society, suddenly decided sports aren't that important and we stopped going to games, they would have to lower the ticket prices. They would have to pay the players less. We're willing to pay the money, and that's why they get paid a lot. I don't think it's necessarily bad that we think so highly of sports in this culture, but it shows that we put a lot of value on escapism, because that's really what sports is escaping. It's just another form of entertainment. The same as a movie, and actors in Hollywood, they get millions too, because that's what we value. This year, I haven't really watched any sports. I have listened to a little bit of baseball on the radio when it's convenient, but usually I'm way more into it. And this year it's just like, I don't feel the need to escape into that. It's like it takes a lot of time. So if you're going to be a sports fan, you've got to commit the time to do it. And I just don't have the time to do it. And I don't really care to take the time away from the things that I care about doing, like making videos, and put it towards listening to something that really doesn't add anything to my life. I'm not saying sports is bad, but honestly, does it add anything to my life? No. I mean, it's fun every once in a while to go to a game, to be out amongst the crowds. That can be fun. But I don't know, there's just something about it now that just doesn't appeal to me. And maybe one day it'll come back, maybe it won't. Maybe it's just because my favorite team ain't doing too well, and I'm a bandwagon fair weather fan. And honestly, I think it's okay to be a fair weather fan, because it's not fun to watch a team that ain't winning, Maybe that's just me. So anyway, good luck in the World Cup final to whatever team you like best. That's the one that I want to win. What do you all think about sports? I have a feeling that most of you probably don't watch them. If I have the finger on the pulse of my audience, I'm gonna guess that over half of you don't give a hoot about sports. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you all are big into it. Let me know what your opinion is, what you think. Let me know if you care about this World Cup, who you're rooting for, or who you're rooting against. Especially you English people, because Croatia beat you, but don't you not like the French? Isn't that a thing? The English don't like the French. So who are you supposed to root for? The people who, I mean, I already acted like I was about to end the video, but now my mind is going on another path. Because there's two ways of looking at it, that when a team eliminates you from the playoffs, some people say you need to root for that team now because they beat you and you want them to be the ultimate winner, because then it means at least you lost to the champion. But then there are other vindictive people like me who say, no, you need to root against them. They broke your heart, now their fans need to have their hearts broken. To be shattered. Their fans' hearts need to be tear gassed, just like they were in Paris the other day. Okay, leave a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell button to make a ding sound. Like you're at Arby's and you had a good sandwich and then you ring the bell as you're going out. Do it. And do it now. Alright, I'll see you back here real soon.